Alright, welcome back to the Pokepedia, entry number 4, Caterpie. Also looking at Metapod, Stage 1, Evolution of Caterpie, and Butterfree, Stage 2, Evolution of Caterpie. Remember to like if you like, and subscribe down below for more videos. Alright, so the schedule as always is look at the basics and stat blocks for Caterpie, battling and killing Caterpie, leveling and evolving Caterpie, tips and tricks for Caterpie, Metapod, and Butterfree, and also looking at the biomes in which each of these Pokemon spawn in. Let's get into it. So the Caterpie basics, obviously, it's number 10 on the Pokédex. Evolution is basic, Metapod is its stage 1, and Butterfree is its stage 2. Type is bug, phenotype is worm, height is 1 feet, and weight is 6.4 pounds. Role is consumer, and type is herbivore because it only eats plants. Alright, so the stat block for Caterpie, its base stats is an HP of 3, attack of 2, defense of 3, speed of 3. Special attack and special defense are both 2 each. This is the stat blocks based on the Pokédex and the Pokemon actual game. Now looking at the advanced stats for my game, the Pokemon survival game, it would have a health points of 15, stamina of 50, food of 100, speed of 5 miles per hour, walking speed, attack of 10 damage, base attack of 10 damage, a defense of 0 to 10%, special attack of 25 damage, and a special defense of 0 to 20%. So pretty low level stats, but of course it is a small bug. So of course the battling and killing process, obviously these Pokemon battle the same way as most other Pokemon, nothing special there. The killing process though, if you kill a Caterpie, you get the following loot options of getting 1, 2, 3 pieces of string. And for Metapod killing out loot options, you get 3 to 4 pieces of string. And if you kill a Butterfree, you get 2 to 5 pieces of string. You could also rarely get it to drop a silver nugget, and it also drops flowers. You can either get 1 flower, 2 flowers, or 3 flowers. So that is the loot options for killing a Caterpie, Metapod, or Butterfree. So of course the leveling and evolving, of course you earn XP points by winning battles, healing the Pokemon with items, and mating and breeding the Pokemon. Leveling up includes the increase of health, attack, stamina, and defense upgrades. XP par also increases by a percentage point. Every 3 to 7 levels, a new move is able to be learned, and every 5 levels, special attack and special defense are upgraded. Of course, there's also evolutions, so a level 20 to 35 Caterpie will evolve into a Metapod, a level 50 to 75 Metapod will upgrade into a Butterfree, and a level 100 to 125 Butterfree will upgrade into a Gigantamax Butterfree. Stat increases for evolution, all stats will double, except for speed of course, and new moves are able to be learned during each evolution period. So of course, tips and tricks for Caterpie and its other evolutions of Metapod and Butterfree. It has a passive called Shield Dust, which protects against secondary effects of moves such as paralysis, poison, burning, freezing, blinding, blocking, disabling, stuff like that. Secondary effects of moves cannot be used on a Caterpie. It also has an ability called Run Away, which allows it to escape from wild Pokemon, ignoring effects that would disallow escape, such as blocking, holding, trapping, and countering. When you upgrade and evolve to Metapod, you earn an ability called Hard Shell. This makes Metapod very hard to kill in the wild, as its health being doubled due to evolution and having a 75 to 90% damage reduction due to its shell, which surrounds the entirety of its body. So Metapod is very hard to kill in the wild, so it is very likely that you would just be killing Caterpies, as Metapod still only drops string pieces, so Caterpie makes more sense to hunt. Even if you do want to kill a Metapod, I don't really see why you'd want to, because it just seems like kind of a useless endeavor. Some tricks with Metapod as well: shed skin. It has an ability which allows this Pokemon to shed its skin to cleanse itself of physical effects such as burn, poison, frozen, and marked. This basically means it sheds its outer layer of its shell skin, meaning that any physical effects that were affecting its skin, once it removes the outer layer of its skin, will shed these effects, meaning that it's going to cleanse itself of any physical effects on its skin when it sheds it. Butterfree, when you upgrade to a Butterfree, it has 3 abilities. It has Compound Eyes, boosts the accuracy of attacks by 33 to 66% depending on level. It has Tinted Lenses, which doubles the attack damage of moves that aren't very effective against an opponent. So let's say you're going up against a water type and you're using a fire type damage. Obviously Butterfree does not have water or fire type moves. But let's just say for this instance, your fire type move against the water type is not very effective. But if you had tinted lenses, this attack would still do double damage. So even though it's less effective, it would still do double damage because it is not very effective against the opponent when using tinted lenses. So same aspect, but in case it's a Butterfree. And of course, constant flight. Butterfree will almost always be in flight, so you do need a net or flying tames to battle or capture it, which is very good to know because you'll be going up against a Butterfree and you'll be like, it'll always be in the air, so how do I even get up to it? You're going to need a net ball, a net, or flying tames to capture it or battle. And then finally, we look at biome spawns for Caterpie. Obviously, it's color-coded: blue guaranteed, green very likely, yellow likely, orange few to spawn, and red rare to spawn. In Caterpie, they will always be guaranteed to spawn in temperate forests and very likely to spawn in floral forests. So those are the only two biomes you can find, but you will be almost guaranteed to find them in both the temperate forest and floral forest. And then Metapod spawns. Metapod is a very rare Pokemon to see in the wild. It will only spawn few to likely in the temperate forest, while being rare to find in a floral forest. So same two biomes as a Caterpie, but much more rare. And then Butterfree is only likely to spawn in a floral forest. That is the only biome you can find a Butterfree. So if you do want to find both a Caterpie, Butterfree, and Metapod, very likely you'll be going to a floral forest to find all three. A Gigantamax Butterfree does not spawn in the wild, as like most Maxes and Gigantamaxes, they can only evolve from a wild Butterfree to be found in the wild. So very rare to even find one, not because you need a Butterfree to spawn, but also for it to level up in the wild, which is very rare as well, to evolve into a Gigantamax. But it could happen. And that is going to be the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you don't, subscribe if you like it. Comment down below your thoughts. Everyone have a blessed day as always. And of course, as always, toodaloo.